The idea here is the idea behind this session is we all know about backlinks, how important backlinks are, what it can do to a website, but how to choose a good website for a backlink. Matlab, all of us have yes, all of us have come across such messages at a point of time. Have you seen such messages, Aditi, Vijay? Hey, I can provide you a do follow link or publish a guest post in Top Startup Media. ये sites है मेरे पास, मैं यहाँ पर आपको backlink दिलवा सकता हूँ, या ये buy relevant DA40 plus PA40 plus backlinks from $3. Have you seen such messages?
So I have not seen directly, but I have seen the one you had shared with me. वो एक पूरा proposal share किया था कि we can get you backlinks from this website and this much would be the charge. That Excel sheet you remember?
वो PR वाला था, हाँ बिल्कुल. That was one thing. जैसे ये Fiverr वाला है. So Fiverr is a platform, of course, we all of us know, where freelancers basically post what they want to say. So basically, what I want to tell is getting backlinks is neither cheap nor easy. I mean, places which are, so these are some places which are not good to get backlinks. I mean, आप $26 में ये नहीं बोल सकते कि यार मैं 1400 backlinks आपको create कर दूंगा या मैं 100. So most of these backlinks are from not really good websites and not very contextual websites. मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा black hat techniques use होता है ऐसी websites को rank करने के लिए. और अगर आपकी website ऐसी black hat websites या grey websites से backlink लेती है तो Google can penalize you very easily. और एक बार Google की penalty लग गई तो आपकी website एक तरीके से खत्म है. I mean, then you just cannot rank your website again because it is being penalized by Google. It is very difficult and it is very time consuming to get your website back up and running. These websites, जहाँ पे मतलब people talk about gambling, people talk about casinos, not very contextual website. For example, imagine for Triangle IP, if we post an article here or if we try to get a backlink from here, it just won't work, right? I mean, this website is on entirely a different topic. So how to know if a website is good to get a link from? One, website with high authority score and good traffic volume. I guess all three of us know that. So we should basically go to SEMrush and check the authority score and check the traffic that it is receiving. Sometimes what happens is you will find many websites which has a good authority score but zero traffic or 100 traffic or 200 traffic. You might have seen those websites.
Yeah.
So those websites, there can be two reasons for that. One, those websites are not just publishing blog at all. They have got good PR activity going. They have got good mentions, but they have not started their blog activity, which is okay. Second, those websites are only built for backlinking purpose. That, hey, I have a good authority score. You want to backlink from my website? Doesn't matter if I have a traffic or not, but it will give a juice. It will give juice to your website. So that does not help. You should always focus on websites which has a good authority score as well as good traffic flowing. That means it is a good website which people like to visit and read the articles from. Second thing, most of the traffic should not just come from the home page. The traffic should also come from blog articles, from other pages of a website. What happens is many a times when you search for a guest post website, you will find even if it is getting traffic, it is getting most of the traffic from home page. When I say most, I'm saying more than 95% traffic from home page, which should not happen. Usually this happens that majority traffic comes from home page. For example, 60% traffic might come from home page or 65% traffic might come from home page, but that remaining 35% traffic that should come from other pages, from blog posts, from other product related pages. That makes sure, or that signals us that, hey, this website has a good structure. People are reading, people are basically reading different parts of the website. And this website is not just getting paid traffic. You know, there is a term called paid traffic. There is a thing called paid traffic. So you can...
Google ads and stuff and that.
Not Google ads. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know how this happens, but on Fiverr or on such platforms, you will see a lot of posts where people say, hey, in $100, I can bring this much traffic to your website. Now that traffic can be from bugs or that traffic can be from bots.
Oh.
You remember the bot traffic?
Yeah.
So
that is of no use, right?
That is of no use, exactly. So that traffic will only go to your homepage. So that is again not a very good thing. I mean, if you try and get the backlink from that website, that will not be very useful for you. And again, the website might be getting links from PBNs or other black hat techniques, which is again not good in eyes of Google. As I mentioned, ensure that organic traffic is evenly distributed amongst the website page. Target. So, on SEMrush, there is you can basically check how much traffic you are getting from each pages or top pages you are getting traffic from. Have you checked that? Have you seen that? No? Let me show you quickly. Let me show you quickly what I am talking about. Let's open SEMrush. Let me just quickly open gravy.com on SEMrush as an example. I want to see, hey, what pages are basically getting traffic from Google. So I'll quickly go to keywords, and from keywords, I'll quickly go to top these pages.
Okay.
When I click on these pages, I get to know that, hey, these are the pages that are getting traffic from Google. So 5G companies, it is getting around 1,000 traffic, 1,000 clicks. From Google, this page is getting this much traffic, this page is getting this much. So traffic is evenly distributed. You can see homepage is getting this much traffic.
So on the left of the page, I think there is a traffic analytics section. So if you go there, just on the top, below the domain overview, on the left, on the scroll section, just below the domain.
So again, the same thing, top pages, it basically tells you. So there are a lot of ways you can
see that one page is 4,000 traffic, one page is 1,000. So what do we need to do that we get even traffic, like similar traffic on all the pages?
No. So that is something which you cannot achieve. I mean, I'm not saying that you achieve like even traffic on all the pages. Sometimes you write really good article that people are looking forward to. It gets viral and you get a lot of hits on that page. People read that. Some blogs you don't get that much traffic. But the idea here is traffic should evenly be distributed. It should be evenly distributed. It should not just be on your homepage or not just be on one page, one single page. Many of your pages or many of like your website pages should be getting traffic from Google. And then target websites with a consistent growth over a period of time. So here I am trying to say, what I'm trying to say is sometimes what happens is these PBN links or the websites that you are looking to get linked from, those might have got hit from Google. That means those might have received penalties from Google in past and their traffic might not be consistent. So you should look for websites that have consistent traffic over a period of time, consistent growth in organic keywords over a period of time. So though there is a dip here, it's not a V-shaped dip. It's like, hey, my traffic went a little down at this point, but then it again peaked up. A little down and again peaked up. Have a look at this website. Here, the website traffic peaked up, but then it just did a V-shape, right? It just fell down drastically. That means this website might have got a hit from Google or might have got a penalty from Google at this stage. That is the reason its traffic dropped. So it might not be a good idea to place link on this website because this can negatively affect your website as well.
Oh.
Yes. This is again an example of website with a consistent backlink profile growth. How backlink is increasing over a period of time. So you should always see that the growth in backlink should not just be a single curve at the top. It should not be exponential. So here, I mean, they were trying to grow. You can see they were just trying to grow and they then grew to this extent.
Mhm.
For example, now this is another topic. So we work for most of our clients are SaaS clients. To get most benefit, we should link what we are writing. We should build backlinks from other SaaS websites who write about similar topics. And avoid websites that basically write about porn, casino, gambling, as we mentioned. For example, this website, it talks about blackjack. I mean, so casinos, gambling, these are some things that Google don't like. And if you are a SaaS website, you definitely don't want to get linked from such websites, which might hurt you or which might affect you negatively. So one, try to get backlinks from a website which talks about the same things that you are talking about. Example, we got a website, we got a link for Triangle IP from Innovation Management, or we got a link from Triangle IP from Future Shapers. Now, even though that is not a SaaS website, but it talks about innovation that we are talking on our website. It talks about innovation management. It talks about other things in innovation. So it's a contextual link you are getting. Then of course you should check for do follow and previously published. Now this has come to a little debate that should you try and get more do follow links, or even no follow link also works. So there is do you know about what is a do follow link and what is a no follow link?
So it is an if it is a do follow link, it is an indication to the Google from the source website that ये जो link मैंने अपने blog में डाली है, you can crawl it or you can keep it in good eyes, sort of.
And no follow means I am not telling you to follow this thing. So अभी ये debate का विषय है. It's a matter of debate. If do follow link or no follow link, should you focus just on do follow links, or should you also focus on no follow links? For example, Forbes never give a do follow link. Forbes always give a no follow link. But still websites get a good traffic from Forbes. The idea here is to focus on more do follow links till the time we don't have clarity what Google wants. So you should have do follow. Of course, no follow links are in higher. So this is a link profile of Grabby, which has 28% of do follow link and 72% of no follow links. So this is a healthy proportion. I mean, you should just not have 90% no follow links. You should try to build. Do follow links are not easy to get. Remember this thing. I mean, most of the good websites, even if you're getting published on Bloomberg or you're getting published on other websites, most of them give you no follow link.
What's
Very
for them to not give do follow? Why do they give no follow? How does it affect them? Just say if I'm Bloomberg, and if I give do follow versus I give no follow, how does it affect me?
When I'm reading on Bloomberg, I want people to stay on there. So if I'm giving a link, so sometimes people tend to click that, and they go.
नहीं वो क्लिक तो तभी करेंगे. वो क्लिक तो तब भी करेंगे विजय, मतलब लिंक तो रहेगा, बट वो गूगल की नजर में नो फॉलो रहेगा. अब why they do that, I don't have a specific answer right now, but this is again a question I'm noting down and I'll share the answer with you. कि such websites
clickable रहता है.
हाँ,
अगर no follow है तो clickable रहता है.
रहता है पूरा clickable रहता है. That is how you get traffic from Forbes to your website. So you can click and you can go to your website.
They want to commercialize on the authority that they have built. So if you really want a recommendation from Forbes to Google that this particular XYZ is good and you must, keep it in your good books, you got to pay Forbes for that.
No, even if you pay Forbes for that, they don't give you a do follow link. They never give do follow link. That is their policy. Now, why they do that, we can check. I'll check and let you know why they have this policy. What is the problem if they give do follow link?
This is
sponsored, yes. So sponsored, again, you should not go for sponsored link. You should avoid going for sponsored link as much as possible till the time you are getting a sponsored link from a good website. I mean, then you should not consider sponsored link for link building exercise. You should just consider sponsored link so that you get some amount of traffic from that website to your website. For example, if folks say that, hey, you pay me $500 and we can basically give you a sponsored post. You can basically do a post and it will be marked as sponsored. I can do that. But then I'll keep one thing in mind, that this is not for backlink. This is just to build my authority, just to build my name, just to get on Forbes and get some traffic from there.
No, it is not from मतलब authority को नहीं affect करेगा.
Then you should basically, so there is a criteria or there is a thing called linked versus referring domains. So linked domains are the domains to whom you are giving backlink. For example, Triangle IP might be giving a backlink to Gravy or to Forbes or to different websites that we link to outside, right? We do give outside links. We do mention authoritative websites in our blog whenever we write. Versus referring domains are the domains that are giving link back to you or that are giving link to you. So the ratio should be as close to as close as 1:1 if it's possible. If it is 1:2, 1:3, 1:4, it is good. But if it is 2:1, 2:4, 2:8, 4:2, 6:2, 7:2, that means your referring domain should be more and linked domain should be less. So this is the criteria that Href gives you. SEMrush does not give you this criteria. Href basically tell you, hey, if you have Gravy, if you have a website, if you are looking to get a link from website like Gravy, so Gravy has given these many links to website and these many websites have linked back to Gravy. For example, this. So linked domains for Linkblaze are 91. That means Linkblaze has given 91 links to different websites, whereas it has received 369 links from other websites. Yes, in the form of backlinks. So this should be more than this.
Oh.
If your referring domain, so if I want to get a backlink from Ringblaze, this is a good criteria I should look at. And as Ringblaze is satisfying this criteria, I can consider getting a backlink from Ringblaze.
Got it.
And then, of course, as I mentioned, avoid sponsored posts because they commonly disregard the questions or they commonly basically, yes, the quality of content, and they publish everything for quick bucks. I mean, I'm not talking about website. Exactly. I'm not talking about website like Forbes or website, good quality website, but talking about low quality websites. When I say low quality, I mean not very high domain authority and not very high traffic. So you should avoid doing the sponsoring post there. Then, of course, in the final, use your common sense. Look at how the website looks, overall design of the website, overall content, what is something that they are offering. If it's a news-based website, what kind of things they publish regularly. If they have a product, what kind of product is this? The internal and external domain, as we mentioned, how does that profile looks like, and other things. I mean, just use your common sense before publishing. For example, this Future Shapers, again, I'm taking an example of Future Shapers. So Future Shapers is basically a website that talks about innovation, that talks about different stuff. And before getting a backlink on Future Shapers, we figured out that, hey, Future Shapers is a good website. It is doing good internal linking. It has a good traffic. It looks good. Design looks good. Nothing looks fishy about this website. We can go ahead and talk to the people to get a backlink. So these were some things I wanted to quickly cover from backlink perspective.